Don't forget to leave a like if you're stopping by, and if you're new, remember to subscribe and enable all notifications so that way you don't miss a single video. We discuss all things Dragon Ball here, movies, anime, manga, and even some video games.
Dragon Ball Dama continues to prove itself as a gem for Dragon Ball fans, and episode 6 raises the bar yet again. Each episode builds upon the last, delivering increasingly engaging storytelling, captivating lore, and moments that leave viewers in awe. Episode 6 in particular is a landmark in the series as it unveils crucial details about Shin and Glorio, giving fans plenty to discuss and theorize about. These revelations not only add depth to their characters, but also weave intricate connections to the larger Dragon Ball universe, enriching the lore we all cherish. It's not hard to call this the best episode so far. Yes, I've said that about the last 2 episodes too, but that only speaks to the consistent quality and growing excitement of Dama. Want to share your thoughts and theories with fellow fans? Join us on Hype's World, the ultimate Discord server for Dragon Ball discussions and more. You'll find the link in the description below. Let's keep the conversation going and dive even deeper into this incredible series alongside Dragon Ball fans like you. Now, without any further ado, let's dive into the episode. The episode is titled Lightning, referring to the lightning ability that Glorio uses against Goku in this episode. The episode starts off where the last one ends, as we see Goku and the gang crash into the ground as their ship malfunctions due to being overweight. Pansy tells Shin the reason behind the plane crash was being overweight, but according to her, she only got things one would need on a journey like repair equipment, camping equipment, emergency medical supplies, towels, and most importantly, toilet paper rolls. And I agree as well, you really do need to carry toilet paper when you go out on vacation or you might face some problems. Don't ask how I know. Anyway, Pansy begins to fix the ship with the tools she'd brought with her. Pansy asks Goku the reason behind him calling Shin by a different name and being so respectful to him. Goku tells her that in their world, there exist Kaios and Guardians like Dende, and above them all is where Shin stands, and Shin even confirms this. Well, I was hoping he would talk about entities existing even above him in the hierarchy, referring to Beerus and Whis, but nothing at all. First with the Supreme Kai Kibito fusion inconsistency, and now not even mentioning the God of Destruction. It feels like Daima's too scared to touch upon the concepts of Super and leaning too much towards GT. Goku needs to poop after all he'd eaten in previous episodes, so he calls Glorio to ask for a place where he can do it. Pansy scolds Goku like a mother, berating him for forgetting to handle this before they set off on their journey, but true to his nature, Goku simply brushes off Pansy's nagging. She then hurls a toilet paper roll straight at his face. It's a hilariously relatable moment, with Pansy's frustration boiling over in a way that feels all too familiar with anyone who's dealt with Goku's antics. Pansy smashes the toilet paper roll at Goku's face as he runs off to do the important job. It's moments like these that remind us why Goku is such a lovable yet infuriating character. His simplicity and lightheartedness are part of his charm, but his lack of foresight can drive his companions up the wall. This scene perfectly captures Goku's one-of-a-kind personality, carefree to a fault, always living in the moment and blissfully unaware of the chaos he leaves in his wake. For all his flaws, it's hard to stay mad at him, he's just so authentically himself. Just then, Goma's military men's ship approaches them. The military goes on to ask them to identify themselves, as Glorio and Shin clearly didn't look from the third demon world. Glorio says he's from the first and Shin from the second. Pansy shows her magic collar, which confirms that she's a resident of the third demon world. They find it unusual for 3 people from 3 different demon worlds to hang out together, but Shin explains to them that they're in the third world on a trip and Pansy is their guide. The military then asks them if they've seen a kid with the red stick around, clearly referring to Goku after he knocked out those men in town. We also get to know that Goku has a bounty of 10 gold coins on him. I don't know about you guys, but this is very similar to what happened in GT episode 4. The military leaves as they're searching for Goku, but can't waste their time there. Right after that, Goku comes out of the bushes after he's done with the emergency business. Pansy comments that he's quite lucky that he had to go poop at that time. The repairs are done and the plane takes off. Pansy asks Shin if his people, the Glins, are actually born from trees. Shin further goes on to explain that Glins are born from the trees once in a few centuries from the Glind tree. Goku concludes that Shin is a plant after all, since he doesn't eat anything and always only drinks liquids. It's great to see that Toriyama hasn't forgotten the origins of Shin's people he explained a long time ago in the guides. Shin also goes on to say that Degasu is his little brother who was born when Shin was 216 years old from the same tree. Goku asks another important question if Kibito and the Old Kai are his family members, to which Shin replies by saying that there are a total of 5 Glin trees and people born from the same trees are related to each other. He also reveals that Degasu is a very ambitious person who doesn't get along well with the other Glins. That's why he decided to stay in the demon realm even though the others left. He reveals that Dr. Rinzu is his older sister. He calls her a mad scientist and an ambitious person as well, which is why she decided to stay in the demon realm too. Shin also confirms that the Glins don't have genders to define them. There's no males or females in their kind. It's great to finally have this origin lore delivered to us, as it has been years since we first saw the Supreme Kai and the other Kaios, but we knew nothing about them. Goku then comments about Shin's siblings being too problematic. Looks like Goku forgot about his own brother Raditz. It's really funny to have Goku say this about someone else's siblings. As it turns dark outside, Glorio insists on taking rest for the night at a nearby cave. The gang eats dinner and Goku goes to sleep after having his stomach full. Pansy asks Glorio if he's really from the first demon world. Glorio confirms that even though he's born in the third world, he's hired by someone from the first world and so he lives there. But he doesn't give a name when Pansy asks him about his employer. Shin asks Glorio the reason why he's after defeating Goma so badly, to which Glorio answers by saying that it should be obvious since Goma is an evil person who makes others suffer. While everyone's asleep, Glorio goes out of the cave to contact his employer, and it turns out that it's none other than Dr. Arinzu herself. However, Shin notices Glorio's movements as he pretends to sleep. Just then, a Minotaur walks out of the cave where they're camping. It scares the hell out of Pansy. Goku as ever calls it a cow, which offends the Minotaur. Glorio calls the Minotaur outside to fight him. Goku thinks it's too much for Glorio to handle, so he wants to take down the Minotaur. This turns into a fight between Goku and Glorio to see how strong Glorio actually is. Goku decides to use only one arm to fight with Glorio so that it's fair to him. The fight starts and it looks really cool. I don't think we've seen this animation style in Dragon Ball before. Goku compliments Glorio, seeing how well he's keeping up with him. Glorio then starts to use his lightning magic at Goku. Goku dodges it with ease, but Glorio's lightning seems like a pretty powerful attack. So Shin requests Goku to fight a little seriously as he wants to see just how strong Glorio actually is. Goku uses his power pole as he dashes towards Glorio, dodging his lightning attacks and finally smashing him away. The choreography in this sequence is seriously amazing. Glorio's lightning attack hits Goku's hand, making him lose the power pole. As Glorio charged up for a big lightning attack, Goku began to transform into a Super Saiyan. Even though the last episode showed us a glimpse at it, mini Goku transforming into a Super Saiyan in this episode really took my heart. It felt so Dragon Ball-ish to see characters scream and take time as they transformed. Glorio finally fires the lightning strike, but Goku cancels it with ease and teleports behind Glorio, which makes Glorio realize the difference in power, and so he forfeits. Pansy and Glorio are amazed to see how powerful Goku is, and they're surprised to know that Goku has even more trump cards to show. Goku then calls the Minotaur for a fight, but the Minotaur is super scared after seeing how strong they are. So he makes an excuse that he forgot that he ate a giant beast before going to bed and that his stomach is already full, so he's leaving them for today. This sure reminds me of Mr. Satan and his excuses for not fighting the Z-Warriors after he'd seen their strength. Meanwhile, back on Earth, we see Bulma finally get done with fixing Supreme Kai's spaceship. We also see Vegeta lifting weights and training his little body so he gets used to it. However, just as the group is about to take off, the ship malfunctions and it crashes at the lookout. Bulma's very shocked to see this happen. This has got to be the first time in a long time that Bulma failed to fix a machine. Well, we don't know for sure if it's Bulma's fault or the ship's fault. We'll probably find out in the next episode, but one thing I know is that Hybus needs to hurry before Bulma fixes the ship again and they leave for Demon Realm, because if they do so, they'll be stuck at Warp Skate since they don't have the password. The next episode preview shows us scenes where Goku is being attacked by Goma's military, and they probably found him by tracking Pansy's collar that they scanned in episode 6, which is probably why the next episode is titled Collar. We also see the place where the Tamagami of the third demon world stands to guard the Dragon Ball. I guess the Dragon Ball hunt will begin soon. It's hard not to call this the best episode so far. Yes, I've said that about the last 2 episodes too, but that only speaks to the consistent quality and growing excitement of Daima. The series feels like a love letter to longtime fans, masterfully balancing nostalgia with fresh, compelling content. For those who relish diving into the backstories and discovering hidden layers of the Dragon Ball world, episode 6 is an absolute feast. The storytelling is tight, the character development is compelling, and the revelations pack a punch that will resonate long after the episode ends. Daima has become a must-watch for anyone eager to explore the untold stories and lore that have shaped the Dragon Ball universe. As we move forward, the mysteries deepen. What's Dr. Arinzu's true motive? How will Goma's forces deal with Goku's growing strength? And can the Earth team navigate the challenges of the Demon Realm? With each new episode, Daima continues to prove itself as a worthy addition to the Dragon Ball legacy. Well, that's it for the day. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to join the conversation, be sure to like the video and share it with fellow fans. Also, do comment on your thoughts on this episode and share your theories as well. It helps the channel grow and brings more Dragon Ball lovers into the